outside of that, let's listen to. Here's a list of some hopeful people that probably not them, but some people have thrown out. Davey Boy Smith Jr., Harry Smith. One of the favorites I liked was Steven Regal. I liked your idea of Murdoch, since it's not really a British invasion anymore. Of course, Rob Terry has been mentioned several times because it was the British invasion. I feel like I'm forgetting somebody off the top of my head. I don't know if anybody else has heard anyone else. If you have, throw it up in the chat. So,
what would Lou
no, I don't think it's going to be Gary Steele.
How shocked? Oh, wait a minute. How shocked would you be if Gary Steele rolls out and like 3 of us will know who it is, maybe 4 of us, and that's it? Like no one else will know who the hell Gary Steele is. Well, who's that guy? I mean, there's a couple of guys that would still make sense. I mean, there is still wrestling going on in the UK. I mean, I look. I don't think it's going to be one of these well-known guys.
What if it's Claudio?
I would love if it was Claudio. You know, I would lose my shit. I would absolutely go crazy if it was Claudio. I'll be there in Nashville. You'll see a lot of photos on social medias at the Alliance blog, so make sure that you're staying tuned for that. But I would absolutely.
If it's Claudio, we'll know where you're sitting because everybody will go running from the smell.
Yes.
Okay.
I got it. I picked up on it.
Hey, Jaden.
Yes, DK.
Since you weren't here on earlier and we're waiting for Kevin to come back, your thoughts on the former Cicero, Claudio Castagnoli, now out of the WWE since his contract expired. And so, I mean, he's somebody that everybody else on the planet forgot about, was close to an expired contract, and he is free. He can go anywhere he wants to now.
That'll be great. A great pickup for the NWA. I kind of hope he doesn't go to AEW because they'll just get lost in with all the other talent that goes there and gets lost. The formula for AEW is they appear on Dynamite, they lose to somebody, then they put about 9 or 12 matches on the Dark and the Dark Elevation, so everybody forgets about them. Since Cody's gone, they don't have to worry about losing to Cody at least. But you know, it's interesting. I hope he's legally a citizen in the United States now. I mean, he's been here long enough. But I hope, you know, he shows up somewhere that makes a big deal of him. I'd love to see him in Impact. I'd love to see him in NWA. I'd love to see him if Ring of Honor ever comes back. I'd like to see him in MLW, especially if they got a better booker.
Two names that I just pulled up that I'm gonna put in the chat, but I'm also gonna say them. If it happens to be from someone from the UK wrestling scene, how about Jordan Devlin or Mark Haskins or Cara Noir? You guys know any of those names? No?
Haskins, I know. What was the other one?
Jordan Devlin.
Okay, Jordan Devlin, former cruiserweight champion for WWE. I wouldn't have a problem with him, but I don't know that, you know, shortly after he won the titles when COVID started, he basically stayed in the UK at that point, or Ireland, or I can't remember which one he's from. Haskins, I know. Cara Noir, I don't.
The other name that just popped in my head is oh God, I forgot his name, but you guys will know who he is. Josh Alexander from Impact. I know he recently departed from Impact and was forced to, I guess, abandon some of his bookings because he no longer had a visa. But what if the NWA were able to bring him in, former X Division champion, former Impact champion, to be Doug Williams' tag team partner?
Since I don't watch Impact,
who Doug Williams' partner should be?
Yeah, that's where we're at right now.
Kind of. Well, we're basically waiting for you, but we brought up the fact that, you know, the former Cicero's left WWE, and you know, what's Claudio's next move, and then also who who do you think would be Doug Williams' partner? So, and Alexander, what's his first name right now? Jason
Alexander.
No, yeah, Jason's the actor. Yeah, Josh Alexander. I mean, he has a visa and can come back in. I don't watch Impact, so I've seen very little of him except for on some YouTube stuff. But he seems skilled enough. He held the world heavyweight title for I think 15 minutes. So
Is he the guy that wears the ear?
yeah,
Yes.
Okay, he's got a cool look. I've never seen him or heard him.
Hey, Kevin, what do you think about the fact that Cesaro Claudio Castagnoli is a free agent? No non-compete. His contract ran out.
What a strange thing. Like, did he want to leave?
Yeah, they offered him an extension and he turned it down. And I guess they've been trying to give him an extension, and he was just like, nah. Which, I mean, it's really hard, right? Because there's rumors that AJ Styles reportedly received $3 million to extend his contract with the WWE. Now, I'm not saying that money cures all, but I mean, for $3 million, I guess I would be okay being in the mid card of the WWE. But Claudio, maybe he wasn't offered that kind of money. Maybe he thinks he can get better at AEW, or maybe he just doesn't want to be there anymore. The WWE of old is gone, right? Like, this isn't the place necessarily where you need to be. It's not even the best paying gig anymore because AEW is paying pretty well on top of that. And then if you're working indies, you can kind of make almost as much as you were with the WWE. So it's kind of interesting, and it's kind of weird that we're in this time and space where, the WWE isn't always the most desirable place to be.
Yeah, I think it's interesting. Claudio, I get it. Like, I mean, maybe he just didn't like the way he was being used, and ain't no way he's getting no AJ Styles money. There's just no way. AJ Styles, I don't think they've ever used him bad yet. I mean, he's gotten really good. I mean, he's had a world title run. He's had angles with Brock Lesnar. He's had angles with Rey Mysterio. He's had a lot of good angles, and even when he's not in the main angle, his angle with Shinsuke Nakamura was really good. Even when he's not in the main angle, they still give him stuff to do, and they've never really tried to bury him. So I think they value him, at least from what I've been able to see of him. It's a little different than Claudio, where they tried to push him and he really didn't get over. I mean, he was kind of over, but not over like, not like he thinks he's over.
Well, I mean, they've only.
I don't think he's going to move any. Go ahead.
I was going to say they only try to sort of push him once as a singles wrestler. Now he and Sheamus as the bar got over, which was always weird. Which was always weird to me.
I don't know. I always thought Claudio was overrated. I still think he's overrated.
You're in the minority in this group.
Well, his work isn't that great. It's not bad. I mean,
you're in the minority in this group.
I mean, that's fine, but I'm just saying, like, if we're talking about comparing, he gets talked about like he's like some kind of top guy. And when you compare his work to like top guys, his work's not just so much better than everybody else's. His promo skills are not that great. He's got a good look, and I think that's kind of where it ends.
I'll grant you the promo skills. I will not grant you his work. I find his work to be among the best. Okay, Jay, you're shaking fingers. What do you want?
No, I'm going to echo what you just said. Is he a promo machine? Hell no. Would he benefit from a guy like Paul Heyman? He absolutely would have. Paul Heyman is a guy that could have helped push him over the top. But his in-ring work, I mean, who's better? AJ? Okay, AJ is great. I don't think that Roman Reigns in-ring is better than Cesaro's. I don't think that Brock Lesnar in the ring is better than Cesaro. Yes, he's a bigger dude. Yes, he's more intimidating. I get that. He's a fighter. But his in-ring wrestling ability, I mean, I watched the Rumble. I'm pretty sure I saw Brock Lesnar back suplex Bobby Lashley onto his shoulder more than one time. Bobby Lashley's now out for a couple of months. I'm not sure that Brock Lesnar is that proficient in the ring. I think he is a name and has value that way, but I don't think he's a better worker than Cesaro.
Jake,
Yeah, I
you have
mean,
any thoughts?
go ahead.
Sorry, I'm done. I was about to choke on something. AJ Styles. Yeah, I was eating a quesadilla. Sorry.
Okay.
AJ Styles puts Cesaro over as one of the best workers he's ever been in the ring with. Bryan Danielson, Daniel Bryan, whatever you want to call him, he did the same. So did CM Punk. They're considered good wrestlers, I guess. Maybe that means something, I guess. I don't know. Either way, he's a name, and the internet fans would absolutely go apeshit about it. So if he was in the NWA as part of anything, it would be something. I think the NWA it'd be a big accomplishment for the NWA, and the Smart Mark fans would jay their pants.
I
Are
mean,
we
if
talking
top
about Claudio
wrestlers,
for the NWA? I mean, for NWA, he would easily be the best thing they've ever had come through there. So that I could 110% agree with. But if you're going to try to tell me that, like, he's on the same level as, like, AJ Styles or Daniel Bryan in terms of his work rate, he's not. And then if you're also going to turn around and say he's got more believability or star power than Roman Reigns or Brock Lesnar,
That's the exact opposite of what I said.
He doesn't. But that's what I'm saying.
That's the exact opposite of what I said.
That's why he's a
what we're saying is that he's better than them. Star power. I mean, look, Roman Reigns wasn't a star until he turned heel. How long ago it was? 500 and something days ago, to go with his Universal title. Nobody liked him. He wasn't over. It wasn't until he found the right character and they were booking him in the right way that he got over.
He came back from cancer.
If three of the top workers who've been in the ring with him say he's a top worker, no offense to Kevin, I'm going to believe them over him.
Well, he's also good friends with those guys too.
It doesn't matter. I mean,
that matters a lot.
Well,
that means a lot. You're not
here's the thing to you. It only things matter when you want
guys over.
Things matter when you want them to matter. They don't have to come out and say he's a top quality worker. They can come out saying, "Hey, we're good friends. We like being in the ring with him." Blah this, blah that. That's not what they say. They say he's a top wrestler. Look, if you don't think he is, that's fine. But Kevin Douglas, in and of himself, doesn't set whatever, what is a top quality worker overall.
I find it funny that DK always gets so upset when I don't agree with him, and I actually have good basis for why I don't. And it's I respect your opinion.
I have good basis for I don't.
I respect your opinion. I respect Daniel Bryan's opinion. I respect AJ Styles' opinion. But I also know that your friends are going to be the people you talk the best about, regardless. And I'm just going to tell you, like, if Cesaro was that great, the internet and everybody else would be making a huge fuss about it. He would be the biggest signing. They would be throwing millions of dollars at him, but they're not. And that's the thing. He's a good worker. He's a top-tier worker. Don't get me wrong.
It just happened. And second, this was literally breaking news before we went on. So it's not like anybody was expecting him to be announced as free. And second, if you do follow the internet, he does have an incredibly huge following, and he is extremely popular.
Right. I mean, he's a WWE guy for like half a decade. He's a world tag champ. But if we're going to compare him to like top tier, like upper third, like wrestler, like he's like great. He's like he's just the uncrowned GOAT. It just doesn't. No, he's exactly what he is. He's a really good worker. He's not one of the best workers in the world. Okay, let me rephrase that.
I'll end it like this. Kevin is always entitled to be wrong.
And then he's not good on the mic.
Can believe whatever he wants.
Not good on the mic.
Kevin
both won't admit that he has no star power. Where's his star? What's his star power and mic skills? Where do you rank those?
We've already told you that he's not the best on the mic. A lot of people aren't, but that doesn't make a person a star. Not. I mean, let's be honest. People
Daniel
who are
Bryan,
good.
CM Punk, does he have that kind of star power?
Wait, are you not listening? I mean, I honestly think you're not listening.
But
Can
you're
I
acting
speak?
like all this stuff doesn't
If-
matter. And
Wait,
it does,
No,
man.
I'm saying that there's a combination of stuff, and that a person can be weak in one area. That doesn't mean they're not. And that's not even what you were talking about. You were getting back to his actual workability, and you were saying his workability wasn't. So screw the promos. We're agreeing on the promos. We are disagreeing on what his work rate is. We're disagreeing on how good he is in the ring.
I
And
would just say his entertainment value in the ring is not that great. It just he
and I
really
would tell
doesn't
you you're
have that
wrong.
great of a.
In fact, I am
Maybe
telling
his.
you you're wrong.
How about this? Here's what I'll give you, and I think this is what you guys are considering good work rate. Is he has good technical
Hey,
ability? Like
don't tell me
technically,
what
he's good.
don't tell me what I consider a good work rate, okay?
Well, sure.
I mean,
Anybody can change
I love you, brother.
definition of something.
I love you, brother. You know that, but don't tell me what I think. There's
Well, okay,
there's
so
one rule in my life. Do not tell me
wait.
what I think. Do not tell me how I rate things,
So
and
wait.
do not
So
tell
wait.
me what. Do not
So
tell me
work rate is subjective, not objective, right?
exactly.
Okay.
So, but don't.
Now that's where we
Hey,
differ. That's where we
can I
differ.
talk, or are you just going to talk over me every single time?
Go ahead.
All right. And I'm done with it at this point. So if you want to talk about it, go ahead. I got to go take care of a couple other things.
Well, I just think the fact that we think
Yeah, there you go again talking. Are you going to let me talk or not?
I thought you said he was done. Okay, go ahead.
No, I said once I say this, I will be done.
Oh, okay.
All right. I don't care if you like them or not. We're all entitled to our opinions. We're all not going to like the same things. We're all going to look differently at things. But what I'm saying is, from what I see, what I watch, do not tell me how I judge stuff. I know how I judge stuff. If you want to justify your opinion, that's fine. But don't tell me how I'm coming up with my own thoughts. I've seen this. I've been around. I've been around the back more than you know. All right. You do not know everything I know when it comes to wrestling. And you do not know how much I've been in the back, who, what, when, and where. So, in my view, he is, yes, in the top third of quality workers. I think that he brings stuff out. I think he makes other people look better than they are. And I think whoever goes after, if I were him, I wouldn't go to AEW, as other people have pointed out, because he'll just get lost in there. But I think he can be a top star anywhere that he would go. From New Japan, Impact, and whatever else is out there. Hopefully not Game Changer, because I hate Game Changer. But outside of that, I think he is, honestly, Claudio versus Hammerstone. Hey, I think that would be good.
Real quick,
yeah, I just think he's among the top.
Before we move on from this, because we still need to recap the show, I know Jaden wanted to throw in 2 more cents. I'm done talking about it. DK, I think you're done talking about it. Jaden, say your point, and then Kevin, we'll let you wrap up, and then we'll move on to the show.
I was just going to say, during the brief times that they gave Cesaro a shine, the fans did get behind him. The problem is it was consistently stop and start booking, where they'd push him and then they'd stop, and then push him and then they'd stop. Also, Eddie Kingston, who very much does not like Claudio Castagnoli, says in no edited way how he does not like him, does put over his skills too. So I'm just saying that as the second best worker in this chat.
Okay, so now DK is going to take a step away where he's got to cool off because Kevin got them all riled up. Kevin, let's finish this up. What else
Wait. Now, how is this fair? So wait, I had to sit here and listen to the whole shebang, and then he says his thing, drops the mic, and walks off, and I don't even get any airtime.
Hey,
Okay,
Kevin,
hey, that's enough. That's enough for me.
Kevin, I'm here.
That's enough for me. Right there, that's enough for me because I think actions speak louder than words. I sat and heard the piece. My piece is not going to get heard. You know what? I always learned. You know, you take the high road. So, you know, if I don't have it really doesn't. It really, to me, when I heard that good working is a subjective thing, not an objective thing. That's like saying, Jay, in baseball, like being a good baseball player is subjective, not objective. Hey, look, I mean, there's a line where you cross and you're good. And when you pass that line, you're actually good. If you're in the middle somewhere, you're in that gray area, you may be kind of sort of good. At that point, maybe you can say it's subjective, but good is good. And I think those that wrestle and have been in the ring and have done that thing, like, you know, we know what good is. I'm not saying I nowhere in there said he wasn't good. But I don't have to sit here and tell you like because Daniel Bryan thinks something or because so and so says something. Like what people say on the internet, that doesn't necessarily mean really and truly that's what they really think, nor does it really matter. For me, it just is like when I take the eyeball test and I'm watching wrestling, I want to be like I'm watching it and I want to like it because I really do want to like it when I'm watching it. He's just never done a whole lot for me. I mean, I'm talking like him and I have been in the same locker rooms together. Like I never have thought a whole lot of his work. My opinion, big deal. I mean, I don't know why it's such a hot topic, but anyway, we can definitely move on.